Hello and welcome back. In this video we're going to discuss hyperlinks, or more commonly known just as links. Now at the end of the last video I said we'd be delving more into how to use Dreamweaver CS6 to maybe not work so much directly in the HTML and modify things. I think let's tackle some of these other things that you might want to do more commonly first, like links and graphics, and then we'll come back to that a little bit later. I want to make sure you have all the tools necessary to complete the first assignment in the next few videos. So the first thing we'll do here is we'll create a new HTML page, and this is actually going to be a two-part video. We'll do basic links, and then we'll go into some of the more complex ways of handling links. So let's just go right into it here. This is what the HTML looks like for a hyperlink. Okay, so we have a link to Google, and it'll probably make more sense if we see it in a web browser and not just the Dreamweaver design view. So I'll save it. Maybe I better make a folder for this. Because we're going to be working with this a few times. And we'll call it index.html, which is a common name for your first page, your top level page. You'll see index.html. So we'll save it. We'll hop over to that folder. There we go. Open it with a web browser, and then we see there's our link. We click it, and it takes us to Google. Okay, so let's take a step back here and explain exactly what this is. So in the last couple of videos we went over what tags are, and so the very first thing we see is the anchor tag, the A tag. I wouldn't worry too much about exactly what the anchor tag is. 99% of the time you're going to be using it for links anyway, so you can just remember anchor tag is when you use links. Next is a tag attribute called href, and again, almost all the time that you're using an anchor tag, it's going to be using the href, and so just kind of commit that to memory. And so we can see the next part is in quotes the link that we want to go to. So this is going to be an offsite link. We're going to go to http://www.google.com. Now normally when you're going to an off-site link, like say we're going from our computer to Google, you put in the entire thing with the http://. I wouldn't worry too much about, for those that you don't know what that means about it. The most common ones you'll see are HTTP, you'll see HTTPS if it's a secure site. Don't worry about it too much right now, just you can assume to put HTTP in front just like that, and most of your websites are going to work fine. So then after that, between the tags is our text that we're going to display. So we wanted to have the text say link to Google, and it showed up link to Google. Okay, so let's go a little deeper now. Say we wanted we create a second page. So right now we've only been working in a single HTML page. Say we want to have a second page, a main page, and then another page on our site. So what we would do is first let's make our second page. We'll just create it with all the blank defaults, and then we'll just give it some basic text. Save it in our examples folder. We'll just call it page 2. Doesn't really have any meaning just yet. Normally you'd want to save your page with a meaning. So say you had a news article, say a biography, you name it biography.html, or you might get more advanced as you get more pages on your website. We won't talk about naming too much right now. Maybe I'll do a video on that and give some hints to naming, but right now this is page 2 is good enough. So we've got a first page and a second page, and what we want to do is link to our second page. Call it page 2. Save it. We have our link to the second page. We've got our other page up here. Link to our second page. So as you can see right now, it's in examples index.html, and when we hover over it, it points to page 2. So you click it and it takes us to our second page. So right now, I'll stop the video now. We're going to keep this basic because it can get a little more confusing as we go further and we start putting more folders inside of our web page. So I'll discuss that the next video. Thank you.